I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Fire this morning ripped through a condominium unit in the town of Monroe, causing extensive damage to the residents that may be considered a total loss. The 3-alarm blaze broke out at around 10 a.m. inside number 74 Fitzgerald Court. The flames engulfed the rear section of the home and also jumped a firewall, damaging an adjoining unit. There was a report of one person being taken to a local hospital, and a cat and dog were rescued.
Inside where the dog was, where the house, the glass, you could see the flames. The flames were covering the glass. It was like air conditioning on the inside. I was surprised that the heat, you could not stand at the corner of this driveway, but inside, it was like, I was surprised at the insulation before it broke through into the house.
Manpower from fire companies in Monroe and vicinity were called to the scene. There was no initial word on the possible cause of the fire. Emergency responders in Orange County are hoping for a quiet week weather-wise after dealing with the aftermath of severe storms that pushed through parts of the region late in the day Friday. Over the weekend, the National Weather Service confirmed what touched down in the town of Goshen was an EF1, a low-level tornado that cut through more than 2 miles of property, leaving an assortment of damage in its wake and cutting power to about 3,000 utility customers. The National Weather Service may have classified it as a weak tornado, but that's not how those in its path will remember it.
I looked out my front window and I saw the funnel, and in it was my pool cushions. And then my neighbor across the street was shaking his head, pointing over here like, you got to come look at your yard. And when I came out, this is what I found. Like, my whole side is just gone.
It lasted a minute. It was like, it came through and she was in the bedroom, I was in the living room, and I hear glass break in the kitchen. And I went in there because I thought the umbrella might have blew through the window. And I looked in this, I seen this tree laying down. And then every window she looked out of, she seen another tree laying down. So it didn't last long, maybe 20, 30 seconds, if that. It sounded like a train coming through here.
Most everyone impacted by the storm had their power restored by Sunday. And amongst the damage, a little humor could be found. A Town of Goshen family turned their tree debris into a famous scene from The Wizard of Oz, complete with ruby slippers. We'll find out what Mother Nature has in store for us in the next couple of days when we check out the local forecast. The lure of swimming across the Delaware River has led to yet another death. A native of Portugal, Adriano Pacheco, drowned Saturday night while attempting to swim across the river near Skinner's Falls Rapids in the town of Goshen. Pacheco reportedly went under in about 10 feet of water halfway across. He wasn't wearing a life jacket. Another man with him made it across but had to be treated at a local hospital. This was the latest in a series of emergency river calls this summer that have included 4 drownings. Sullivan County Public Safety Commissioner Dick Martinkovic says all the calls are taking their toll on volunteer services.
Everybody's working to their best, but we can't work to our best unless we communicate and we kind of share the load. That's what I just don't want to burn out our volunteers, and that's my job, to make sure that they're there and that we can do the job properly.
Well, like the others, this latest victim was not local and was not wearing a life jacket. Martinkovic says many who visit the area aren't getting the river safety message.
People that have been drowning are all visitors. They have come to the river to have a good time. That's what we want them to do, but they're also doing things that are causing their death, which obviously swimming across the Delaware River, even though it looks very calm and peaceful, there's undercurrents that are taking them down, and the net result is a beautiful day on the Delaware turns out to be the tragedy of their lives.
Martinkovic is calling for a meeting of area volunteer departments as well as the National Park Service to talk about better coordination of volunteer manpower. State police are looking into the circumstances surrounding a skydiving accident that seriously injured a woman last evening in the town of Wawayanda. According to police, 4 people were skydiving from a hot air balloon that was between 4,000 and 5,000 feet off the ground. One of the 4, 33-year-old Helen Wozniak of North Arlington, New Jersey, was later found lying on a stone wall near a tree line in the yard of a home off Greaves Road in Wawayanda. She was transferred to Westchester Medical Center with head and internal injuries. Witnesses told police that her parachute had opened, but that she appeared to be in trouble. An Orange County man has been charged with criminally negligent homicide and reckless endangerment following the fatal shooting of a friend during a party early Sunday morning in the town of Woodbury. Town police arrested 23-year-old Sean Canty of Highland Mills after responding to a 911 call from Canty's Jones Drive home. The victim, a 32-year-old man from Monroe, was not identified by police. Officers say Canty was playing with his father's gun and pointed it at his friend and then pulled the trigger. And the Orange County bank robber bore a striking resemblance to the man wanted for several bank robberies on Long Island. And after Michael Walsh was arrested Friday for pulling the Long Island heists, the 58-year-old Queens man was additionally charged with first-degree robbery for the July 6th bank robbery in the town of Newburgh. Town police say Walsh is the man who pulled the gunpoint robbery at the Orange County Trust branch on Route 32. Walsh had been on parole and had a lengthy record of arrests and convictions. Sunshine will dominate our local forecast this week. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and less humid, with temperatures reaching the upper 80s. Wednesday will be sunny with a chance of late-day thunderstorms. The highs will be up around 90 degrees. Record Online is the place to find news when it breaks and get complete details on all the day's developments in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.